Hey, what's going on? It's Stokey from Sauce on the Lane. I just want to talk about coffee. I went to church this Sunday. Pastor said the world doesn't run on Dunkin'. And I was busting out laughing because I have a personal relationship with Dunkin' Donuts. It's one of my favorite places to go. And when I was doing Uber Eats, which I need to do some right now probably, but when I was doing Uber Eats deliveries, one day I delivered some Dunkin' Donuts to a lady, and I almost got lost, but I eventually got to her, and she was like, "Drugs!" And I was like, "Yes, exactly," because I know exactly what she was feeling when she got it. Like when right now I'm trying to regulate myself to only having Dunkin' Donuts on Fridays, and you know it doesn't make the week go by longer, because what I'm doing now, I'm breaking up my days into segments. I'm going off on tangents. I'm saying all kinds of stuff. I break my day up into segments. So first I got to get up, go to work, drop my son off, go get to work. And I say to myself, I'm not going to mess with my phone at work until 10 o'clock. So I work till 10 o'clock. And I work diligently until about 10 o'clock. Then I still work, but I'm kind of, sometimes I'm looking at my phone. And I also said until 10, and also said I'm going to reduce my earbud use, because I feel like either the electromagnetics or the blocking of my ear canal is causing me to develop discomfort in my ears. So I'm also staying away from that. So I'm on a mission. And then at 12 o'clock, it's time for me to go get my exercise, whether that's walking, whether that's running, or whether that's maybe going to the park and doing some sit-ups, some pull-ups, or whatever the case may be. So by the time I come back, hopefully from exercising or whatever I do at lunchtime, whatever I have to do, I eat my lunch. And then I get back to work, and this segment of the day, I listen to stuff and on my phone, and I'm still have a few more hours of radiation and ear blockage going on. Just hold on one second. Hey, so I don't really have a lot of time to talk. I got a phone call I gotta make. So about coffee now. Coffee is acidic, from my understanding. Coffee stains your teeth, right? Coffee, also, it gives you anxiety. And the worst part about coffee is the amount of sugar that we add to it, which now brings inflammation and all that stuff. To make it even palatable, you got to add a lot of sugar to it. You got to add some cream and some milk to it. 60-something% of the world's population can't digest milk. And when it comes to places like Dunkin' Donuts, they're notorious for being delicious, but notorious also for loading it up with huge amounts of sugar. So overall, that's not good. You got the coffee giving you anxiety, which increases your cortisol, which is inflammation. And then at the same time, you got the sugar spiking your insulin and also giving you inflammation. So, it's not really a healthy thing to consume, from my understanding. Now, I don't even know if coffee is processed with certain kind of pesticides at all, but so I shouldn't even comment on that. But when it comes to staining your teeth, when it comes to anxiety, when it comes to stress levels, it increases your stress. So if you're someone that's trying to relax and trying not to be stressed out, coffee is not really the thing to do. But what you're really probably getting that serotonin boost from, or that drug hit boost from, is not the coffee itself, but the sugar. Because you probably wouldn't drink the coffee if it didn't have any sugar in it. So what you're really looking at What you're really feeding for is that sugar high. When it comes to Dunkin' Donuts now, they know how to do that. They got donuts, which are simple carbohydrates covered with sugar, glazed sugar and all that stuff. I mean, the glazed donuts, covered with sugar. The donuts are filled with sugar. Simple carbohydrates turn straight into sugar. The coffee has a whole bunch of sugar in it. If you get some potatoes, hash browns, that's a starch that turns straight into sugar. If you got like I like to get is an egg and cheese croissant. Now you got the egg is pretty good. That's some protein. But the croissant itself, that's butter, which is a dairy, and then also the croissant itself is a simple carbohydrate. So you got donuts are fried also. So you got a combination of not a lot of good stuff, but it makes you feel good. It's fatty and it's sweet, right? It's fatty and it's sweet, and it makes you feel great. It boosts all of those things in your brain that make you feel good. But it's really not the coffee itself, because if it was the coffee itself, then you would be able to drink the coffee without putting anything in it. And maybe the coffee itself, which is bitter by itself without anything in it, maybe it might have some medicinal properties. But as soon as you throw that sugar and all of that in it, then you got an issue. But the caffeine itself, that's a stress response that you're going to get from that. That makes you nervous. That makes you, which is not good, because, the cortisol kind of throws off your whole hormones. And then, then you won't be so happy. But hey, I got to go. I thank you for listening.